Hey y'all, good morning. Happy Saturday to you. I am headed to go and get my my lashes done. Oh y'all, listen, I'm sorry about the phone going everywhere. I promise I don't drive crazy. I don't. But you know, my husband little stand thing in the car is kind of iffy. Let's just say it's a little suspect, okay? But I wanted to come on real quick as I was headed to go and get my lashes done, and I was thinking about decisions. You know, how do we come to a place where we decide something, where we know that we're supposed to be somewhere, we're supposed to do something, we're supposed to be a part of something bigger than ourselves, okay? Bigger than the way that we think, bigger than the people that we're currently attached to, bigger than the circles that we hang out in, okay? A lot of times we say we want to grow. Turn right. I'm gonna have to turn this off. A lot of times we say that we want to grow, but at the end of the day, our actions don't display the growth that we want to achieve, okay? And I get to a place now where I ask myself, God, is this something that you're placing in my path for me to make a difference right where you want me to make that difference at? Even if it's not something that I want to do, even if it's going to take up more of my time, my free time, my sleep time, like, God, is it something that you want me to do? Okay. I found that when I let go of what Shonda desires to do, that I'm able to do what God wants me to do, and it always work out to be better. What in the devil? Okay, y'all. You can always tell when you ain't in your stuff, okay? I don't even know what that was. I don't even know if it was a bug or not, okay? However, Satan get behind me, doggone it. Okay? So we just have to get to a place where we remove ourselves away from ourselves, to be honest, because, and I was just going to say, out of situations and circumstances that leave us feeling like we are, you know, we're comfortable. Growth is not found in the comfort area, okay? Growth is found in the discomfort area. And I used to say to myself, when I remember the first time I heard that, it was like, I was in my mind, I was thinking about shoes, right? Because that's, you know, I like shoes, okay? So in my mind, I was like, if growth is found in the discomfort area, then our foot can't grow when we walking in shoes that's uncomfortable. I was like, this is just not the thing. Like, this just ain't. So how is it that growth happens in discomfort? And then I thought about it, and I was like, man, growth does happen in discomfort. Even in the things that we cannot see, it still happens. Why? Because you realize that pain is something that you don't want to like feel over and over again. If you know them shoes is too tight for your feet and they hurt the side of your pinky toe, okay, and the front of the top of your big toe, you know good and well that is not the doggone shoes that you need to be walking in, right? So you're not going to put them back on. So I thought about it, and I realized that when we say that, the discomfort is definitely in that place where we find, in the discomfort zone is that place where we find that all of our growth can happen, because we make better decisions. We make more well thought out decisions, because you're trying to figure out how can you never experience that discomfort again, okay? So I wanted to come on this morning because I wanted to share with you guys, get out of your own way, okay? Get out of your own way. Let's start thinking positive. Don't think about all the negative stuff. And I ain't talking just for y'all, I'm talking for me too, because when I sit there and I think about how I describe certain things to my leaders, like sometimes they're just like, okay, think about the positive. Think about the positive. Like, you're one of the most positive people that I know. Like, how are we having this conversation right now? Okay. And I totally get it. But sometimes I get on my soapbox too, and I need somebody to remind me, like, Shonda, get it together. Like, this is not what you're supposed to be doing. This is not who you are. This is not what you're supposed to be saying. Okay. So change your words, change your vocabulary. And that's what I'm going to tell y'all today too. It's time to change the way that you talk. It's time to change the way that you think. It's time to change the way that you walk out your assignment that you say that you've been called to do. So if you have been called to do a particular thing, then you better walk in it. You better walk in it with confidence. You better walk in it with boldness. You better walk into it with knowing that you got everything that you need, because God didn't give it to you if he didn't think that you can handle it. Okay. And y'all, I'm sitting here because it hit me so hard. I was just leaving the house and I'm sitting and I'm like, man, this is crazy how the flip of a switch in mindset allowed me to be able to change the direction my business was going. Okay. Like, I have a goal to sell at least $333 a day in products. Okay. Products or services. $333 a day. That would give me $10,000 a month. Okay. So if I could do, well, really it's more like $334 a day, I think. I can't remember, but somewhere around there. Y'all get the point. Okay. So my goal is to start doing $10,000 a month. I remember when I was working this particular business, they used to say, if you shoot for the moon, you land among the stars. Okay. And that means that you just go and you keep going and you keep going and you keep going, because most of the time we know that in our own effort we will not reach the moon. Okay. We're just not. But that means that you keep climbing, you keep going, you keep pushing, you don't stop, you keep going. And then when you actually realize that you're at that end, whatever that particular date is that you have set for your goal, guess what? You would be further along than you would have been if you had actually just set a goal that was lower than shooting for the very top. Okay. So yeah, I'm on my soapbox this morning. However, I wanted to make sure that you guys know that you got greatness within you. Okay. There's nothing that you can't do. There's nothing that you cannot accomplish. There's nothing, there ain't no devil in hell that can stop you from being who God has called you to be. But you can't stop yourself if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Okay. And that's one thing that I have realized about me, is that I have stopped myself from doing a lot of things that I could have done. Okay. Because I wanted to stay in my comfortability of, you know, just being in my bubble. Oh, I got this problem. Oh, I got that problem. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, I can't do that. But I'm not happy in that space. Are you happy in the space where you are? Like, I get a lot of people that tell me all the time, oh, I'm content with, you know, how I look. I just need to lose my stomach. Well, if you was content with how you look, and this ain't no shots fired at nobody, but I'm just being honest, okay? If you are content with how you look, then your stomach really wouldn't be an issue, okay? Because you like who you are and you like what you see when you look in the mirror. And I was just sharing my story with another young lady when we did her wellness evaluation. And I said to her, I remember when I looked in the mirror one day and I realized, I said, Shonda, you don't like the way that you look. Society has made it a big thing for big girls to be a thing, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that if you're really okay with being a big girl. Okay, some people can help it, some people can't. However, I was not okay with that. Like, I was used to my body being a certain size, and because of medications and different things that they had me doing and different things I couldn't do, like sitting around the house, like people started bringing me stuff because they knew that I couldn't leave the house. Like, it was like, man, I was just eating. And I mean, not just eating food, like, I mean, eating everything. Okay. So I just got to a place where I was so big that I didn't even realize that I had gotten as big as I did until I was speaking at a group function, and I understood, and I looked at the pictures, and I understood that I had allowed myself to become comfortable with dysfunction. Okay, I allowed myself to be comfortable with dysfunction. And I did not like that. I didn't like the person that I saw in the mirror. I didn't like what I saw when I saw that picture. I didn't like what I saw when I looked down at the scale, okay? And if you feel that type of feeling when you look at yourself in the mirror, or when you look at the scale, or when you, a matter of fact, if you don't even want to get on the scale, how about that? Let's talk about that, because there's a lot of people that don't even want to touch it, okay? Because they already know that they don't want to see what it's going to say, okay? Because that means that the truth finally will hit, and it will do something to you. The truth actually allows you to be able to make a difference in your life, but you got to be truthful with yourself. And we allow dysfunction to allow us to be very unfaithful to ourselves, okay? Untruthful. Like, we tell ourselves lies. It's like the deception of it. It makes us feel like, oh, okay, well, I just got a little bit of weight to lose, you know, I'm good, you know, just give me something that can work real fast, you know. And I'm only using this as an example because this is something that I experience within my personal business a lot, okay? And I try to tell people there's no quick fix to dysfunction. Dysfunction didn't just happen overnight. Dysfunction started happening when you decided that you were going to not do what you've been called to do, or do what you're supposed to do what you knew was right to do. Like, that's when dysfunction started, okay? And you have to go back and think, how long did it take for me to lose my integrity? Lord help me. How long did it take for me to lose who I used to be, the person that I can look in the mirror and look at and say, I'm proud of you? How long did it take for me to lose that person? Because it wasn't just overnight. It was not, okay? The steps that I got to take now to get myself back to the person that I used to be in that confident area where I go out and I speak, being that I know that I got vocal cord damages, and sometimes I don't remember what I want to say because of the seizures and all of that. I can use those as excuses, or I can get out there and do the doggone thing anyway, okay? We ain't got no excuses no more, y'all. The pandemic shut down all excuses, okay? That everything that could happen happened during the pandemic. So there's no reason why after we come out of it that we have excuses for the things that we cannot do, goals that we cannot accomplish. That is not true. And the devil is a liar if that's what you believe. And I'm telling you that because that is the God honest truth. And he gave me this word to share with you guys on this morning, because I think we don't understand that there's so much more inside of each of us that we have to give. We have so much to give to people. And if we allow it to just lie dormant within us because we feel like we just want to keep it to ourselves, well, I don't want nobody to steal what I got. Well, I ain't gonna lie now. Some people have stole my stuff. I know people that stole my brother's stuff. God rest his soul. He went to his grave telling me about it, about how he don't trust people because when you share your ideas with them, they steal your stuff, okay? And y'all, that's the God honest truth. But I'm telling you, it's no way I can sit up there and act like, you know, this is not something that I know is supposed to be done. Something that I don't know that is supposed to be, you know, a part of my lifestyle. We have goals to meet. You can do anything that you put your mind to. You can. But if you choose to allow doubt to creep in, if you choose to allow fear, anxiety to creep in, you will never do what it is that you've been called to do. You won't ever be able to do it. So I'm telling you, get to a place where you understand that this is your goal. This is what you have to do. This is what you are called to do. You are the only person that can do what you do the way that you do it. So you got to show up. You got to show up. So when people ask me, they're like, hey, like, what's going on? Like, I need you to talk with me. I need you to sit with me. I need you to have an appointment with me. You know, I got some people that'll call me and they'll drain until they can't drain no more. And then I got some people that are actually my friends and they'll call and they'll be like, hey, I just need to talk. We could do that because we friends, okay? But then I got some people that's just like, oh, I'd rather go to somebody else because the information that she gonna give me is gonna be the same thing that I got from this person. But you still ain't doing what you've been told to do. You get the word. It's right there in front of your face. The only thing it requires you to do is use your hands to start getting to work, to molding and shaping those ideas, molding and shaping the things that people are telling you to do, molding and shaping the things that you know you have been called to do. Okay? One step at a time. You lay one brick at a time. That's how you build the building. Okay? One brick at a time. So, yeah. Y'all, I was on one this morning. I'm sorry, okay? But I just wanted to get that word out because I almost didn't even make it here on time because I was sitting there trying to pull out of the driveway, and I was like, you know what? I said, let me get out of here because y'all, my lashes looking a little bald, okay? So I had to come get my lashes fixed, okay? And I really was thinking about the fact that I had some place that I needed to be today. I really do. And I was second guessing whether I should actually go. I had an opportunity that was presented to me that I believe God is calling me to do because he knows that I have a heart for this particular ministry. And I believe that he had called me to do it, but I just felt like I had too much on my plate and I declined it, okay? So now it's been just dangling over my head like, okay, you know, everything that you want is in the things that you don't think that you're supposed to be doing. Everything that you desire is inside the thing that you don't think that is aligned with your purpose, aligned with the things that you've been called to do. Now, I'm not telling y'all to take every opportunity that comes in your way, okay, that drops in your lap. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that when the opportunity comes and that it tugs at your heart, and it tugs at your feelings, and it tugs at your spirit and your mind, and you're like, man, like, I think I could do it. I think I can. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna make it work, but I think I can, you know. I was sitting there and I was like, man, I said, God, I was like, is this something that you are calling me to do? Okay, that's what I always ask. God, is this something that you are calling me to do? Because if it is, I don't want to miss it. I don't want to miss it. So my whole soapbox came from those two ideas. The fact that I was second guessing being where I know I needed to be today, and also the fact that I declined the offer to pretty much work with the ministry because I didn't think that I had time. Okay? And God is the creator of time. So if I didn't have time for his work, do you think he gonna give me time to do mine? Come on, Lord. So, yeah, that's it, though. Y'all, go out there and be great. Go do what you know you're supposed to be doing, y'all. Like, I'm going to get off of here because this thing say 18 minutes, okay? I love you guys. And remember, nobody can do you better than you. Yeah, you. So be great at who you have been called to be. I love you guys. Bye.